All right. First rule of this channel, we not talk about this channel. Second rule of this channel, this is not legal advice. So I'm working on getting the primarily dynasty rankings for the rookies out. That's what I was going to do right now. Did see some news. Zeke re-signed with the Cowboys. Jaylen Waddle got his fifth-year option picked up, and Travis Kelce signed an extension with the Chiefs. We'll talk about these individual pieces. When it comes to Jaylen Waddle, I don't think this changes anything from a dynasty or redraft perspective overall. I did see it was going to be about $17 million in that fifth year coming up. Expect that they are going to re-sign him long term. It's just, muddies the water, a little bit going down the line. And then for you IDP weirdos, Jalen Phillips got re-signed. I think it was like $12 million for that 1 year extension coming off that Achilles. I don't know if I like that, but you do you in your IDP leagues. Moving on, Travis Kelce signed a 2 year extension through 2027 to make him the highest paid tight end. The only thing that this really is going to do is when we look at, and I got to pull this up, the rookie that they just signed or they just drafted, go hunt him down, Wiley out of TCU. This probably moves Wiley out of draftability from a dynasty perspective. That's about the biggest news out this. My co-owner in my high school league, he's like, we're not drafting Travis Kelce, which is fine with me. I think he's over the age apex. You're playing with fire. I don't care about the contract. They have Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice. They just signed Worthy or drafted Worthy. The biggest thing is probably more of a dynasty perspective. I imagine that he's going to be in that mid-tier wide receiver or tight end one, and we're just waiting on Father Time to be undefeated with Kelce. But again, from a dynasty perspective, like your Noah Gray shares, waiting on Noah Gray to be a thing is probably not going to happen. And if anything, now you're waiting on maybe Wiley to be a breakout in a few years. If this is purely for your Kelce owners in dynasty. All right, moving on. And then the last thing is Zeke goes do a 1 year deal with the Cowboys. $3 million. I don't know any of it's guaranteed overall. The one thing I would say with this is I was going to move Rico Dowdle up into the top 10 of running backs because of this. He was probably going to literally be running back 10. Now the Cowboys backfield, I'll probably end up moving. I'm not going to touch any of the backfield. I don't care about Zeke or Rico Dowdle or anybody. I probably would think that they are the worst backfield right now to own from a fantasy perspective, trying to parse everything out, even worse than the Cleveland Browns backfield and the Redskins backfield. So that would be my opinion based off this signing. Maybe someone gets a mid to low end RB2 because of Zeke. Maybe somebody gets a mid to low end RB2 because of Rico Dowdle. I don't know. I don't think there's enough upside with any of these guys right now to try and figure it out. Like $3 million doesn't necessarily mean that the Cowboys are going to stick with Zeke, but trying to pick the right back in this backfield, I had this pulled up earlier. They have like Deuce Vaughn, Snoop Connor, Royce Freeman, and there's another running back they like that's a young guy. All those guys to kind of figure out through camp, who's going to have the value. Probably not worth it right now to even think about the backfield. Like if it was Rico Dowdle, you're looking at, outside of premium pick range to try and maybe get a guy that's probably a running back 2 with potential top 10 upside, maybe. But now trying to figure this whole backfield out, I imagine they're going to give Zeke that grinder work and try and figure out like the efficiency guys with the other guys. Like Rico Dowdle was the interesting one because they were getting him design passing work last year. I don't see that happening with Zeke. And, I could definitely see it being a running back by committee. And from a fantasy perspective, that's just not good. So anyway, I'm going to start working on the dynasty rookie rankings and see how that video goes, what you guys think, a little bit of redraft in that, and hopefully get a second one out today.